and welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Buds. And today we're reviewing the other sample the Blue Run sent us. It is their new bourbon release, the Reflection 1. Now, basically, what this bourbon story is, it was made by the Blue Run's liquid advisor and Bourbon Hall of Famer Jim Rutledge, and he distilled these at Castle and Key, just like they did the rye. Basically, the name comes from two of the distillery's founders facing personal challenges during 2020, what with the rise of the pandemic and the challenge of launching the company therein that year. And it is 95 proof, when about $100 on retail. Zach, are you ready to try it?
Oh yeah.
Clang.
That nose is really good.
Yes, it is.
A lot of a little bit of cherry and green tea, and I also smell a little bit of almond, maybe some type of nut.
Almond. I'm getting a more oaky feeling off that, unless that is the almond I'm smelling.
Oaky, and it's like an oaky and nutty a little bit almost combined.
Like a nutmeg.
Yeah. Smells really good.
Yes, it does.
That's pretty good.
I think it is. You don't get the cherries, but you do get a little bit of the oakiness and a little bit of nutmeg spice in it. At least on the end palate, you do. What do you think?
I get a little bit of the cherry in the front, but mostly, the nutmeg and.
On the mid palate, you can get a little bit of rosemary on there.
A little bit, yeah. I think it's a very crushable.
Just like the rye, it is very crushable.
The only thing is, though, this is a lot smoother than the rye. The rye is really good in the front. It'll roast you.
Yes, and we should have mentioned this in the last video. If it's that one, we don't recommend that one for a first bourbon, but if you really want it, you're getting a good value for it. But
it's wonderful.
This, comparatively, I think is a better intro to the world of bourbon.
Yeah, I think for anybody that's curious about Blue Run and is maybe getting into bourbon, this would be a perfect start.
Oh, absolutely.
It's 95 proof. The flavor's good.
Absolutely. You can get. I like the rosemary on the mid palate because that kind of opens it up. You don't taste a lot of rosemary in bourbon, do you?
No.
At least normally.
It's a type of seasoning almost.
Mm-hmm. It is a type of seasoning. You can use it on chicken. You can use it on turkey. What else do you have your thoughts of? Because I'm kind of drawing blanks here.
What do you think about the value point?
Yes. I think it's pretty good for it. Like we said before, it is $100 and 95 proof. I do believe it is worth the $100, but I kind of wish there was a bit more gusto to it. I get
viscosity.
Yes, kind of like how the texture of the Emerald Rye was.
Yeah.
But I get sometimes you can't get that, and that's fine. I still think it's a good value. If you can find this, go grab it. Now, the thing with Blue Run is that they don't really have an established distillery. I think you told me
they're building one right
Yes.
But I mean, a lot of you can find these in a lot of stores.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Kroger has them. I mean, a bunch of stores have them. I think this one's really good, and the flavor's there, especially for a 95er.
Quite smooth too.
Yeah, extremely smooth. The only thing that I think that I'm not a huge fan of with this is the fact it's kind of thin, but the flavor in it makes up for it, in my opinion, because the flavor on the palate is still really good.
Absolutely.
It's just a little thin, but overall, I would pay $100 for it.
Oh, absolutely. So I don't have any final thoughts on this. I think this is a good bourbon to get started in Blue Run products and perhaps bourbon in general. The proof is a little bit more than what most bourbons you'd find in a store. It's 95 compared to most of them being 90 or 86 or 86. Yes. If you can find this bottle in a retail store, you're not doing yourself a disservice. Go ahead and go grab it.
Oh yeah, I'd recommend it.
I do wish it was a bit more viscous like the Emerald Rye, but like I said, if you can't get it, you can't get it. So with no other final thoughts, this has been another episode of the Bourbon Buds. We hope you've enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get updated on when we upload. Comment down below on what your experience is with the Blue Run Reflection Bourbon is. And be sure to follow our Instagram link in the description below. Thank you all and have a very good day.
And thank you to Blue Run for the samples.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Blue Run, for the samples.